So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to some Call of Duty Vanguard. Now, right now, Call of Duty Vanguard multiplayer is free to play, I think, from now until November 22nd. So if you don't want to buy the game, you want to test it out and try it out before purchasing it, now would be the perfect time to do so. And I honestly thought, now the game being free to play, there's probably going to be a lot of new players on Vanguard, and I wanted to come out with a video talking about my settings. If you guys want a chance to win a free copy of Vanguard, I'm doing a Twitter giveaway, so if you guys want to, click the link in the description to the exact tweet, and you guys can just retweet it and do all the steps and win a free copy of Vanguard. If you guys are brand new to the channel, definitely subscribe. We post videos every single day, man. Drop a like on the video right now, and you will never die by a shotgun again. I expect every single person to like the video right now. Alright, guys, so moving on to my settings for Vanguard. They're typically the same as pretty much all the Call of Duties. I kind of change them a little bit every single year. So I do not use keyboard and mouse. So we're just gonna skip this whole section because I play on controller, which we will get to later on. Talking about my graphics settings, I actually do play on PC, but these settings also work for PlayStation or Xbox or whatever console you're on. I just personally feel that PC is the best console to play on. You get the best frames, the best graphics, the best kind of experience when playing Call of Duty. So when I usually record or play Call of Duty, I will play on full screen, and then I will have a 240 refresh rate. It's 239, but it's 240. I have VSync gameplay off, VSync menus off. I have a custom frame rate, aspect ratio automatic, but I've heard that 16:9 is actually very good as well. This is all just like some display settings for my PC, so if you guys want to copy it, you can. Moving on to quality, I play on high, so all of my settings are high, but if you guys want like the best frames, like having the maximum frames for playing Call of Duty, I would definitely switch it to low settings. I like to have things on high just because I kind of like the quality to be a little bit better for like my videos. And then moving on to gameplay, now this is a little bit a touchy topic, I feel. For Warzone, I always play 120 field of view, and for multiplayer, I feel like you don't really need 120 field of view. I think the sweet spot is definitely between like 95 to like 113, 114. I think that's definitely the sweet spot. Just playing a lot of Warzone and kind of keeping it at 120. I'm very used to it now, so I just play on 120. But honestly, man, for multiplayer, you don't need a 120 FOV. Next up here for ADS field of view. Now, I play on affected, so if you guys are like a submachine gun player or anything like that, affected is definitely a lot better. But if you guys are like a sniper or like an AR player, independent might be a little bit better for you. But overall, I would just stick to affected ADS field of view. Camera movement. This is actually pretty huge because a lot of the score streaks in this game and like a lot of like the nades and the flashbangs, they shake your screen and it's so annoying. I think by default, it's at 100%. Turn that down to least 50%. You don't want your camera moving every direction when there's a mortar strike coming down. So I like to do that. World motion blur off, weapon motion blur off as well, and then NVIDIA reflex low latency on. I don't even know what that does. Anyway, moving on to audio. Now, these are just my audio settings. I turned down a lot of the audio settings just because it's super loud, but I also have my own personal headphone mixer in front of me so I can kind of mess around with the audio myself instead of like in game. I just have the hit marker sounds on Vanguard because I kind of like the sounds of it. Audio mix, I have headphones, but I've heard home theater is very good as well. Kill streak music, you can, have that on. Doesn't really matter. And then the rest is just like voice chat settings, not really important. Moving on to interface. I have the subtitles off. I see some people playing with like all that text on your screen, and you see all what the announcer is saying, and there's just a block of text under on your screen. I don't like that. I just have the FPS counter shown just in the top left of my PC, just to know how many frames I'm getting. But overall, that's pretty much it. There's not really much to change in the interface. Moving on to controller, because this is definitely going to be where a lot of you guys are going to relate. I'm sure most of you guys are controller players watching this video. All right, so moving on to horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity. Now, I play on 12, which is, I honestly wouldn't recommend this for like a new player or someone who doesn't have a lot of Call of Duty experience. I am very used to 12, and I like the fast movement, the fast rotation, and like spinning around. But honestly, if you are a new player, I would 1000% stick to like maybe like a 5 through like an 8. But honestly, man, whatever is comfortable for you, whatever sensitivity is comfortable for you, stick with that. If you're playing on too fast of a sensitivity, you will not succeed in game. I'm telling you that right now. A lot of the times, a lower sensitivity, like I said, 5 to like 7 is best for new players and for people that are not really experienced at the game. I know a ton of pro players stick to like a 5 sensitivity, but I am very used to a 12. So that's what I play at. But at the end of the day, whatever you're comfortable with, that's what you stick to. I just keep these at 1. All of these are just pretty much default, I think. Button layout preset. Now, I play on default flipped. I know a ton of people also play on tactical flipped, which is very, very good as well. The reason why I stick to default flip is because I use a SCUF controller, which are actually one of my sponsors. You can use the link in the description or use code RAID if you're purchasing missing a scuff. Basically, what these controllers do, and I've made videos on it many times, they have paddles on the back of the controller, so I can slide and jump just by clicking the paddles on the back. And then by clicking the paddles on the back to do these movements, I don't really have to move my thumb off the joystick and click one of these buttons over here, so I can continue to aim and have the best accuracy, but also performing sliding and jumping actions in game. So it's really awesome. I've been using these controllers for a very long time. I have these 3 settings: standard, I don't really know, it doesn't really matter. Aim response curve type. Now, I typically like to play on standard, but also I do like dynamic. I think a lot of the pro players and like a lot of the experienced Call of Duty players will tell you guys to play on dynamic. It will just kind of give you a lot more aim assist in game. Honestly, it comes down to like what your preference is and what you feel comfortable with. Controller vibration off. Never use controller vibration. I will not talk to you or trust anyone who plays with controller vibration. That is just, it's off. Moving on to like the advanced controls here. I don't really mess around with these up here, but we're gonna get into like the dead zones and stuff like that. So for left trigger minimum input, right trigger minimum input, left stick minimum input, all 3 of these in a row I have at 0, okay? Right stick minimum input dead zone I have at 5. Typically, if you have like a fresh new controller, you wanna play like at like a 3 or 2, kind of just have to mess around with the right stick minimum input and see what works for you. If it's like up here, if it's like 60, 70, you'll have like a lot of drift. So I like to keep it low. I keep the right stick minimum input dead zone at 5, and then left stick max input dead zone 90, and right stick max input dead zone 90. So those are my settings there for like the triggers and as well as like the dead zones for the sticks here. Moving on to gameplay, okay? So we have weapon target aim assist on, ADS aim assist on, ADS melee is how I mount right here. These I think are all just very standard. I don't think I changed anything here. For automatic airborne mantle, I turned on partial, and then I have grounded mantle and automatic ground mantle off. So this is very important because we found out pretty early on in Vanguard that if you have these exact settings, we'll kind of feel more like a smoother movement in the game. You will be able to like slide cancel a lot more and just have smoother movement. Of course, I run for automatic sprint, I have automatic tactical sprint on. That's just a given. I use that for Warzone. I use that in Modern Warfare. Slide behavior, I have on hold. Aim down sight behavior, hold. And these are just some of my other settings. I don't think I've really changed anything here. And then that's pretty much it, guys. That's all my settings for Call of Duty Vanguard. I think the most important settings here for like the controller is definitely messing around and kind of testing out all of these like dead zone settings. That's very important. If you have the wrong settings, you could be getting, you know, stick drift, or it might not work for you. So you kind of have to find what settings work best for you. Those are my settings. I hope I helped a lot of you guys out here playing Call of Duty Vanguard. These settings work for me, and I really hope they do work for you. A lot of it has to do with like testing, like I said, like the sensitivity and everything. You have to find just the sweet spot that works for you. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys a quick gameplay, and yeah, let's jump into it. Sweet. We need to get that B flag so we can spawn trap. All right, there we go. All right, we needed C, so now we can start turning up. They took B? Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is very bad. All right, well, we got dogs. They're spawning literally on me. I'm on a 17. I just don't know if they're gonna spawn on top of me. How am I on fire right now? This is ridiculous. That dude climbed up. I feel like these guys are gonna start to climb up top above me, which, yep. I think I'm 1 kill away. I got it. Oh my god! F that, I'm calling it. Bro, I died literally right when I got it. Oh my god, shipment is just nerve-wracking. I love it and I hate it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, what was that game? Oh my god, bro. Oh my god! What was that? All right, now I have to like lay down and go to sleep for like a few hours because that's what shipment does to me. That is crazy.